everybody. Welcome to the Sherwood Shakeup. I'm your host, Matt Weinglass, and this is our season 3 finale. So this is a special show today. We planned for you guys, but we're just so happy we got a really awesome season out to you guys every week for the last 12 weeks. We've had some really fun guests, really great engagements, great topics we've covered, a whole wide range of stuff having to do with the entertainment industry and different things happening around us inside our industry, outside the industry. But we thought, hey, why not for our season finale, we do an animation special, since our own project, Crash, the animated series, is now premiering a second season this April, coming April. All through the month of April, we have brand new episodes of a second season of Crash, which is about distracted driving awareness, about a superhero who stops people from distracted driving. And why not premiere it in April, since April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So we figured we'd go out with a bang on this last episode, bring in some of the cast, some of the crew behind this project. It's been a real important project, but just kind of near and dear to our community over the last several years that we've been developing it. And it's gone through different stages and involving so many people from our community, our tight-knit group, and so many people have gotten involved with it as it's grown and developed. And hey, we thought, let's bring a few people on and we'll discuss it today as we wrap up the season. If you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. You guys know the drill. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but if you're watching with us live, thank you. If you're watching on a replay, also thank you very much. Yeah, let's get into it. But before we start, I have to bring in our co-host to help me through this show, because she's been so amazing on some of these episodes. She's come in and just really helped me with some of these guests and questions and stuff. And we got a lot of guests coming in today. So let's go ahead and bring in our co-host, Lizette Santiago. Lizette.
Hey. Hola, Matt. I decorated my wall with a Crash look.
Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. You got some Crash stuff happening behind you. What I have is the season 1 stuff we had from last year. So we're kind of showing the evolution of the season 1, season 2. So you look like you're good to go today. So welcome and thank you for being here.
Yeah, it took me all night to paint this myself on my wall mural in my apartment. I'm kidding.
Wait a minute, you painted that?
What? I wish. This would be kind of cool to have. I thought, like on the wall in your apartment and something. Really cool to have that, you know?
Yeah,
nice colors and stuff.
That is awesome. And we're gonna have our animator who actually did all the designing and graphic design artwork. He's going to come on. Fernando Mendez is going to come on in a little bit and show us some new stuff. We actually have a brand new trailer for season 2 that we're going to premiere later in the show. So that nobody has seen. This will be a world premiere trailer for the season. But yeah, I want to get into this. I want to talk about this project, and I know you want to have some conversations about this too, Lizette. I know we were talking about a third season, but we'll get to that soon. But I would love to bring you in and have you. We can maybe come up with another character or something you can do for us in the next season. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Totally come with a new character. I mean, with all the technology now, I mean, I've been a big fan of Sirius XM in my car, so maybe you can, and it's good because I find myself, I know being on the phone and stuff, you get distracted, but I've been finding myself to get distracted by changing the channels in my in my audio system. But with Sirius XM, I feel like it plays so many good music. I don't have to feel distracted with that. So maybe you can somehow incorporate that in a new character that's just doesn't, radio thing or something, Sirius XM character or something where it's good for not distracting you from finding, because we eat in our car, we get distracted. Some girls do makeup in their cars, guys being on your cell phone, obviously the number one distraction, but playing with the radio is a distraction too sometimes. So
it is. Anytime your hands are moving from the steering wheel, your eyes are moving from the road, anything you're doing that's away from actually focusing on the road is considered a distraction. So distracted driving covers everything, and we want to just kind of make people aware of that when they're on the road, and that's what this project is about.
I had no idea April was awareness month for
Yeah.
distracting driving, and that's awesome. I think that's amazing because
Yeah.
I've been in, without getting into details, so some severe car accidents, and most of the time thank God, I managed to walk away with a bunch of injuries, but I would always ask the driver, "Did you not see me? Did you not?" And they
Mm.
always said, "I was distracted." And
Mm.
in
Yeah.
my eyes, I always know what that means.
Right.
They were doing something.
They were doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have my brother's watching right now. Jeremy, he says he's watching the stream while driving. No,
Oh,
just kidding.
no.
Just kidding. Okay.
Jeremy, don't do that.
That's-
Do it, but don't do it.
No, but obviously joking around. But hey, you know what? The thing about Crash, and we'll get into some of this later, we use humor as a tool to get people's attention because there's so many doom and gloom campaigns out there about distracted driving. You kind of imagine, if you think in your head about those shots of like that slow motion of somebody going through a windshield, and like there's usually it's very doom and gloom, and like using fear to get people to pay attention. We take that other approach, the opposite of that. We use kind of fun and like humor, and like it's another way to get people's attention. It's like the opposite of fear, right? Is we're trying to make it like a cool thing to do, and like
I love that, Matt, because people get. I feel like when you put fear into people, they'll get scared. But when you make light of the situation, people might find it funny. You're like, okay, this makes it more realistic to me. This is more of light. I think people take more to comedy than they would to being so strict about it.
They do, and it's actually a combination, I would say, of the comedy with the idea that we're using a superhero, and a superhero, as we know, generally represents strength and courage. And somebody like a role model that you want to be like, not something that you're feared into doing, but something that you're proud to do. So when you think about Crash, and you're a young kid, and you've seen this series, and you've seen this character, and he's like in your subconscious, and you think about, oh, maybe I should put my phone down. You're doing it out of a way of like, I'm inspired to do this. I'm not being, feared into doing it. So that's another thing. So it's the comedy, the superhero stuff. So I think we're onto something with this.
I agree. 100% agree.
So with that, I think it might be time to bring in our first guest today.
Hey.
Yeah, now that I'm really excited about this guest because we were really happy to get him today. But and we're gonna get into his relationship with the project. But I'm gonna introduce him right now. He is a speaker, author, brand specialist, and the co-creator and co-executive producer of Crash, the animated series. He's also a co-executive producer of our other project, business audio theater project, The Brain Savers, which is now available on Audible. Please welcome back to the show, Ryan Foland.
Yay, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, you're on mute. Go ahead and undo the mute button. You're on the mute.
I can hear you.
I'm back.
Yay.
You missed a very important piece of my bio. What did you miss? Starts with a G. You can't introduce me without it. I'm the most proud in town.
Ginger, baby. He's the Ginger.
It was my nemesis as a child. I've reclaimed it. There's a lot of speakers, authors out there, but I'm the crazy one who's a self-proclaimed ginger. And I think we can all be a little more ginger, to be honest.
I agree. Put some red highlights in.
And that's part of the brand specialist. I did mention the brand specialist, which Ryan does a great job of connecting with people on a personal level and figuring out what is it about them that will stick out and highlight and be authentic as you put yourself out in the professional world. And it's just something that obviously you've been able to do for yourself. So you're doing it for other people too. So Ginger, absolutely. That's it. That's the brand.
All right. So let's talk Crash.
Let's talk Crash.
We're still here. It's a thread of conversations over many years, and I love to see that it continues to morph and develop. The backstory I think is fun. Matt, do you remember when you came down to San Juan Capistrano for a middle school where we had a big tech skills bus and we were putting on a programming to help students, young people, not text and drive, and they all kind of looked at us like, meh.
Oh, I remember.
So Matt and I are in this trailer and the inside, and we're like, how can we get through these kids? Like, what are we going to do? Like, the world's going to end if they don't stop texting and driving. And then I think, Matt, you brought up superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started talking with kids about superheroes, and they were like excited. So we're like, I think we're onto something. And thus Crash was born.
Wow. So that was the inspiration, trying to teach these kids how to stop doing that, but using something that would get their attention. Was that
Yeah,
was
we had a text kills bus. We had technology to fix it, and we were trying to bring awareness. But I mean, if you think about that age demographic, let's talk about my age group and our age group separately, because I look down and see my hand in my phone at the same time. I'm like, I should not be doing this. Like, why do I keep doing this? So it's more than just the kids, but it's how do you get through to people? And the doom and gloom is effective to a certain point, but we thought, why not make something so cheesy that like it's more about people realizing no superhero is going to solve this, no doom and gloom campaign is going to solve this. This has to be a personal decision that you make as a responsible person because you care about other people. And then it's not about saying this is what you should do. It's about feeling like this is what I should do, and kind of flipping the narrative. That was at least part of and is the core.
Yeah, because the problem is too, like if you are on your phone, as we adults do it too, sometimes, and I catch myself like, oh my God, stop texting when I'm driving. And the funny thing is I have Bluetooth, I have voice command in my car, and it's still kind of like a habit for some of us too sometimes, but the habit can be dangerous. And if you don't do it or catch yourself in time, it can end up costing you your life sometimes. So we have to stop ourselves before we get to that point. Did you expect Crash to be so big and such an animated superhero series like it is now, Ryan? Or was that just an idea that became something big? How far did you think it was going to go?
I always knew that a true Sherwood player would never let a good project die on the vine. And that doesn't have to do with my expectations. That knows the grit that is in Matt's DNA that has been here with this crew forever. And it's that there's a problem to solve here. And if we can think of an entertaining and educational way to make the medicine go down and make the world a better place, truly, like that's one of the most powerful reasons I've always connected with art, is that it's a creative way to get people to make decisions for themselves and interpret. So this is an art project that keeps going. It just changes medium, it changes form, and we're on to an animated format, which allows for us to continue. And I think that's really the testament to this, is that just as much as the texting while driving and distracted driving is a problem, the Sherwood players are here to continue to hack at it to make sure that we keep chipping away at it.
And you bring up a good point. Technology is changing so much. Like I mentioned, the Bluetooth in the car, the voice command, iPhones go from iPhone 5 to 12, 13, 14, 15. Keeping up with those new technologies, how do you think you're going to incorporate that into the new seasons of Crash that eventually I'm sure you guys are going to do, right?
Well, that's to be determined after season 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
But I don't think it's a medium as much as it's the message. Feel free to chirp in there, Mr.
I'll piggyback off that. So the idea is that I think even from day one, Ryan, the idea was, like you said, it was a problem that we had to solve. And I don't think we ever put a limit on where it could go. We were just about solving that problem. So with that first solution, which was having that superhero, I think we even did this live action short with the
we actually did. We went and filmed that downtown LA.
We did.
It's a classic. It's a classic 10-minute film.
It's a 10-minute film. We'll put the link in the description below if you guys want to watch the original Crash live action short.
Wait a second. So you guys did it as a live action short first?
Yeah, because we were going to raise a bunch of money and make it actually like real people. And then when that didn't work, we went to animation.
Wow. That's cool too, though. That's awesome.
And to see the translation from the characters when we literally were like buying materials and like in costume shops, like creating the costumes, to then translate that to what it is digitally, that was fun to see that evolution.
And I want to say, from the acting point of view, I made sure, because I'm very sensitive to the actors, because I was one of them. I acted in it too. I made sure that every actor that appeared in the live action short got a cartoon made of them, and they are voicing that character in the series now. So nobody got recast, nobody got pushed aside. Every character got not just put into animation form, but got expanded on. And we'll see later, some of these characters went on into this next season, and their characters became superheroes themselves. And now Crash has a whole backup team of superheroes to back them up.
And to not interrupt, but kind of to interrupt,
yeah,
there's a new evolution happening as we speak, because I was having a conversation with the activities director at a high school. I do a lot of volunteering for programs for high schools around entrepreneurship, and I've been doing this for a long time. And he was discussing with me nonchalantly that, April's coming up. It's always a big push in schools for distracted driving. But this program called Every 15 Minutes was for the first time no longer available. Now, Every 15 Minutes is a name of this really a multi-day event that happens on high school, where they pick students from the school. A Grim Reaper walks into the classroom, pulls you out. You have to go to a hotel isolated from your parents and your friends, and you have to write a letter to everybody that you had just died in a distracted driving accident. Then your parents have to write a letter to you knowing that you had pretend died that day. Then you go back to the school, and everybody is sort of somber because there's this weird emotional, our friends are gone. And then the fire department, the police department set up this total crash. They bring in crashed cars and set it up in the parking lot. And we had all makeup and blood and everything like that, and they staged. Now, I actually participated as one of the people that got pulled by the Grim Reaper. And to this day, it was one of the most powerful, slap in the faces that I've ever had. Now, as a programmatic for anything, it makes an impact when you're in high school, but there's also that lasting effect. And now with that program gone, this activities director has this void to fill. And so I call Matt on the way home. I'm like, Matt, we could possibly go back to a live performance for 1,000 people in high school in an auditorium. Can we do that? Can we do that? And we are talking about that right now to develop an assembly, a live assembly that is fun and funny and engaging. And right now we're working on the idea of texting Olympics to get students excited about how fast they can text, but then run them through obstacle courses that are distracting them to show that they can't text while they're distracted. They make the connection. We all have fun. And maybe the new era of Crash is born, where it could be a troupe that goes into different cities and who knows?
Yeah, a program affiliated with Crash. The superheroes come to the schools and you run these little obstacles and scenarios. That's
then
brilliant.
You create the scripts, and then you sell the licensing to the schools, and then the school productions put it on, or the community members get together and put it together. And it's a way for people to break that fourth wall while still having this, willing suspension of disbelief. And that's the core of art. If we can get people to willingly suspend their belief system and just get involved in what they see and hear and feel, then we can really speak to people at their core, the places that don't have capacity for language, where they feel. All right, I got to stop. I feel like I'm getting all.
No, you sold me again. I was thinking about it, and now I've heard it a second time. I'm like, let's follow up and do this. So Ryan, we got to schedule our next meeting on this and get this.
I'm gonna go even one step further. If you're watching this and you have ideas of how to make an engaging, assembly for an hour that could be over multi-days, that it could incorporate the student body, that check out Crash and see sort of what we're working with, but we're open to new ideas and talk about technology. I mean, there's a lot of things we could spin into it. Anyways, yes, Matt, let's have the conversation and we'll go from there. So that's your answer, Lizette. It's already happening.
I love it. I love that idea, Brian, because when I was in high school, we had, our classes and stuff, but I think the interaction stuff, the people come over and teach us about sex and being safe with sex and, drugs and all that stuff. The way they would do scenarios and make us role play and do stuff that sits with a person more, that sits with kids more. They relate more to that. Some kids are visual. Not every kid is, textbook and knowledgeable on that. We're visual people too. So when you put them in situations and scenarios and have them act out stuff or do obstacles or do something fun instead of being in a class all the time, that's going to get kids to really be aware of it and be more prone to being part of it and participate and really learn stuff. So I that's amazing. That's a great idea, Ryan. I think you guys need to pursue that more. And
we're going to figure it out on our next phone call, and then you'll hear about it.
We're going to do it. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today on our special animation special of Sherwood Shakeup. And we'll hopefully see you in the next season when we come back. But thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, and Ryan, it's beautiful where you're at too. I love the palm tree in the background.
It is, yeah. Now I will say I do have sunscreen on as well as I'm hiding behind the plant here, so you got to be safe. But
You got to be safe.
Yeah. Protect that ginger. You got to keep it red, but not too red. All right, everybody, wear your sunscreen. Don't text and drive, or fill in the blank and drive, because there's a lot of things that we do. But just if you continue to do it, continue to feel bad about it, because you're the only person who can help yourself save yourself.
Yes, and others too. And others.
No judgment, no judgment, because I still have a hard time doing it in all transparency. We gotta unlearn it, you know?
Oh yeah.
Love it. Speaker, author, Ginger, Ryan Foland. Thanks a lot, man. We'll see you next time.
Peace out, everybody.
Okay.
Bye, Ryan.
Congrats, Matt. Good job.
Cool.
He is so cool. I've always admired his work ethics, everything he says. I could listen to Ryan talk for hours and hours and hours. He always has such great ideas. And the fact that you two collaborated on this and your story, that's a story in itself, Matt.
It is. And we'll have a behind the scenes documentary about the whole thing. Hopefully, when we release, I mean, my goal right now is I want a full animated feature, high budget, full animated feature, high end, that's going to compete with the likes of Pixar, compete with those properties on an independent level, where we can bring something fun to the table that kids are going to want to go see and parents are going to want to take their kids to. And when we get to that stage, Crash, I hope, becomes a household name. I hope he becomes a worldwide thing that people relate to when they associate Crash. They think of Crash, they think of driving safe. And just like we think of Smokey the Bear with forest fires, we think of Captain Planet with environmental stuff. We think of what's the other one? McGruff the crime dog for crime. So there are these characters we associate with causes, and so Crash should be that character we associate with safe driving. So
and already you have the symbolism in the poster. I mean, this artwork is amazing. All the characters are just so just awesome and relatable, and it's already visually beautiful. So I think you can go really far with all this.
Hell yeah! And speaking of the artwork, we're about to bring in our next guest, the actual animator and co-director of the series. Before we bring him in, I want to do this because I think it's time. It's time, Lizette.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and premiere the world premiere of the new trailer.
Oh,
Crash season 2. First time ever. People are going to see this right now, and then we'll bring in our co-director and animator, Fernando, to talk about it. Are we ready?
I'm ready, Matt. Roll it.
All right, first I'm going to take off the banner, and then I'm going to do this right. And then we're going to do this. Okay, here we go, guys, to the Sherwood community. This is the world premiere of Crash, the animated series, season 2 trailer.
Yay.
Check it out.
In a world where distracted driving has become the #1 cause of accidents, injuries, and death on the road, the people of Los Angeles have counted on Crash, along with his sidekick Bluetooth, to save the day. Unfortunately, there are those who wish to stop our brave duo from doing their job.
After the sudden vanishing of Crash and a police department with no real answers to solve this case.
Where's my son? Where is my son?
This April, join Bluetooth, Hotspot, Analog, Frequency, and Widget.
And together, we are
the Carpool Kids.
As they search for their lost hero while fighting to keep people safe on the road. This time, he's gonna need some backup.
Amazing. Wow.
He is the animator and co-director of Crash the animated series. Plus, he has a new animated series on YouTube called Igor and Dave, coming to us all the way from the island of Caraco, just off the coast of Venezuela. Please welcome back to the show, Fernando Mendez.
Yay!
Hello, everyone.
Fernando, how are you today?
Fernando.
Fine. almost night over here.
Night? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
Six
always
and
have
a half.
we always have the time difference when we work together, and people know. I just want to be very clear to anybody watching this now or on replay. Fernando and I co-directing the series. We've never been in the same room together ever because we are so far apart geographically. We have to do everything on Zoom, on WhatsApp, on Skype, email, Dropbox, WeTransfer, you name it. We've used it,
Yeah.
but we've gotten it done.
We need to put that on the DVD case when we release the series.
Yeah.
We have never been together in the same room.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Under that, Fernando, what was it like co-directing with Matt, with those circumstances and like, having to deal with the time difference and just working with him in general? Like, did you learn anything? Because Matt's, he's awesome to work with.
We got more than 7 years working in this project.
Yeah.
So when we started, we have like the idea of how to do the animated series, how to do it. But we need to expand our knowledge on the animation process. Mm-hmm. So we have learned a lot over all these years. To be honest, better process, better communication skills, also because it's really not easy. Agree to somebody when you are in person with them, and now with the distance and time differences, and maybe one email on Monday I can reply on Friday or something like that. So we need to get in communications. We need to be very good in the communication to really bring forward this project. So
it was a little bit challenging, but you guys were able to overcome it and still work together.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now you did a lot. Obviously, you did the animation and stuff. What was your how did you get your inspiration for the characters? Did you and Matt collaborate on how to make the characters look a certain way, or was that more your doing, or how did you go about creating these characters and what they actually look like?
Like Matt said, we've based the characters on the real actors, at least the first batch of characters, and after that we already got an art style in place, so we keep building upon it. And the look of the characters, with all the baggage of superheroes, of Marvel superheroes, DC superheroes, anime stuff also is put in there. So I think we pick from each for every source to expand the mythos of Crash.
Now, you guys, what was the difference in this characters for season 2, working those out versus season 1? Did you change them at all? Did you give them a different, add something to their characters, or was it basically just based off of the first season still?
I think the one of the big differences from season 1 is that season 2 is more like a superhero series. The first one was more like based on reality. Mm-hmm. This one is more like more action. There's a lot of stuff that I want to spoil.
Spoiler, no spoilers.
It's almost out. So. Yeah, okay. But like you see in the trailer, we had fight against robots. I don't want to spoil it.
No, you don't. No, I get it.
But I want to add, without spoiling it, the evolution into this new season. I don't think either me or Fernando knew where it was going to go. But yes, these characters, which some of them just started out as normal kids, and some of the kids characters that Crash season 1 would save, they would just kind of be introduced into the kind of the universe. We call it the Crash verse, and then we kind of gave them another trajectory in the season 2 where they kind of took on their own superhero abilities and made their own kind of superhero team. And not to spoil anything, but we allowed that to evolve. But I just say, we go back to where that started from, Lizette, when you asked about the designs of the characters themselves, I always loved the way Fernando started with me. On day one, he asked me, get me some pictures, some visuals of the actual actors. And I want to design the drawings, the illustrations off of who they are. So he found who they were in those pictures that I gave him and created these people as animation. And like, I think that really helped to inform where we were able to take it, even at the time, not knowing where it was going to go, but we had that to start with. So it was such a great foundation to begin on, kind of this foundation of authenticity of the actor. And then we could kind of take it from there in a very truthful way. And now here we are with all these superheroes and villains fighting each other, but it's the same principle, the same, the same concept and the same cause that we're doing this for, which is, safe driving. That's
awesome. Now, how long did it take you guys to do? How many episodes are in the first season, Matt? I don't think I've ever how many exact episodes?
Yeah, so we have the 9 episodes that are, and they're available right now on our YouTube channel. So you guys can go to the playlist right now and see the entire season 1. They average about 5-6 minutes a piece. So they're real quick. It's like a web series. So you go through all 9 episodes. What we're doing starting this Sunday, so all through the month of April, we're going to be releasing 6 new episodes. Now these are way more loaded episodes. These ones they're just like Fernando mentioned. I mean, they're crash fighting robots and there's just action all throughout. So the episodes are actually a little longer, but those 6 episodes, again, we're so proud. I'm so proud of where this went to, because it's on a whole nother level than the first season. Not to take anything away from the first season. It's a great season, but we just really elevated everything. And Fernando, I have to compliment you for helping to elevate this whole project this season. And so, people can expect to be able to watch these 6 new episodes. We're going to have 2 debut on the first Sunday of April, and then another one each Sunday after that throughout the month. So, so get excited about that. So
that's amazing. Fernando, though, I know animators, usually there's a team of animators, working on one project and stuff. You did this pretty much with Matt as your co-director, but you drew everything yourself. And how long did that take to do each episode?
Each episode, I remember they took like a month. First time that we did it, because season 2 got a funny story behind it, because we did it and we premiered the episodes privately to the cast, and after that, when we want to release it for YouTube, we almost redo almost all the episodes. We didn't remake it completely, but we fixed some problems that we have. We reduced some takes, some animations. We just fixed all that we can fix for this premiere. So I guess 2 months, one at the beginning. Yeah, more or less. I think more or less.
More or less.
That's still amazing to just, obviously you and Matt were working together, but you're doing the actual drawings and stuff. That's amazing. Because like I said, I know I love animation. So kudos to you. I love it. Thanks. I wish I had the ability to draw like you do, but I know it takes a lot of work. And it's so impressive. It's impressive to see that you did this all on your own, and it took you a month to 2 months. Yes, that's some time, but still some people take longer to make that. So kudos to you for doing that and being in a different, different country and stuff. That's bravo, my friend.
Yeah.
And did you find yourself come season 2, without spoiling anything, did you find it getting easier and easier because you knew the characters now to create it? Did it get easier and easier to do the episodes, or did you feel it was more challenging because it would take it on different levels and more action?
Yeah, it was more challenging. Just now, where are we going? Where are we going now? No, it's gonna get bigger, so it's gonna get better. And also we the quality of the episode, it's a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. Matt can tell you more about that. I don't feel comfortable saying that, but I think. I think I improved the process. That's you know,
That became easier.
somehow it became easy in the process, but it's more complicated in where we're gonna go.
Right.
What's the goal right now? So yeah.
Awesome.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Fernando, thank you so much for coming in with us today on the show. I know it's challenging because I mean our schedules are crazy anyways, but just the fact that you're coming in so far away, the island of Caraco, a lot of people don't know this even exists, but you're just north of Venezuela, correct?
Yeah, it's Curacao. It's a Dutch island in the
Dutch.
The Caribbean.
Okay, got it. Yeah, but that whole area
is right next to Aruba.
Oof.
Maybe you know Aruba. Well, it's like the sister island. Yeah.
So again, thank you so much, Fernando, and we're so excited about this premiere this Sunday and all the episodes coming to people that'll be available on our YouTube channel throughout the month of April, Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and we're excited about what's coming next. And we have some stuff in store, so we'll be continuing to work with Fernando and checking in with him. So thanks again, Fernando, for being on the show with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got it. And yeah.
You are so talented. So I just want to say that. Good job. Wonderful.
Right. Fernando Mendez, everybody. Animator, co-director of Crash. All right, we'll catch you later. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome.
He's awesome. Well, I'm learning more and more about Crash.
Yeah, right. So
and the process.
What we need to do now is I think it's time to get some of our voice actors in here.
Oh, yay.
So listen to this. So check this out. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna just a little tease, but I think it's time we're gonna play a clip from the premiere episode of season 2.
Okay.
Play a little clip, and Crash actually brings on a new partner, a sidekick called Bluetooth. And kind of like a little Batman and Robin thing we have going on. So Crash and Bluetooth fighting crime together. It launches off the new season. So let's go ahead and see a clip of that, and then we'll bring in our next guest. Sound good?
Wonderful. Yes.
All right, let's
do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, here's a little clip from the new season, Crash the Animated Series, season 2. Check it out, guys.
I warned you, Christoph. You should have left town when you had the chance.
I'm an innocent man, Crash. I've done nothing wrong. You know that.
You were innocent. But now, do you think it's okay to destroy city streets just because you were wrongfully accused?
Don't you see? If there are no more roads, then no one can drive. Therefore, no one will suffer the same fate as I.
Yeah, this guy is totally nuts.
Hey, Crash, check out my new metallic glass-plated suit. It's coated with aluminum oxide, so guess what? You won't be able to zap yourself in here this time.
Yeah? But I can pull you out.
Wait!
Go, Bluetooth. Here you go, Captain.
Awesome.
Wow.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our next guest. He voices the title role of Crash and is the co-executive producer of Crash the Animated Series. He can also be seen in our Sherwood Players Business Audio Theater production of The Brain Savers, now available on Audible. And he voices the role of Crash's trusted sidekick, Bluetooth, and is the creator of the YouTube channel Tim Toon Gamer. Please welcome to the show Randy Vinneau and Tim Ingalls. Hey guys, welcome.
Hey, hi.
Andy, hey Tim.
Hey, Lizette. Howdy.
It's so good to have. It's so good to have you guys both here together.
Oh yeah, thank you. It's definitely an honor.
Yeah.
Hi, Tim.
Randy and Tim, the dynamic duo, Crash and Bluetooth. Very cool.
So Randy, take us back, way back, or maybe season 1 back, to the first time that you were approached to be in Crash the Animated Series, and how was it? Did it go in the direction you wanted to? But take us back to that first moment where Matt, I'm sure, approached you to play your character.
Yeah, so like Matt and Ryan had kind of talked about, originally it was a live action short that we had done that had, there's going to be a sequel, and it was going to branch off, and we were going to incorporate maybe doing some live things at these schools and still using the bus that they had and everything. That all fell through, but we still had this really great script that Matt had come up with for the sequel. And so pardon me, we didn't want to lose that, and so trying to figure out like what to do or how to keep this alive. And then they had the idea of, well, let's do this, let's animate it, let's take what we already shot for the first one, basically just turn that into animation with the same script and everything, keep the same cast like Matt mentioned, and then just go from there. So that's what we did. It was, you did this live action thing, Randy, and we had a sequel planned, and that fell through. That's not going to happen, but we don't want to lose momentum on this, and we don't want to give up this cause that we're fighting for in this. So do you want to do the voice? Should we keep this going? And I was 100% on board. Absolutely. Let's do what we can with it. It's just continued to go from there. So we did the animation from the first one, and then incorporated the second script into the next episodes, and just kept going with it. And it's been a heck of a ride. And it just keeps going. It's great.
Now, have you done voice acting before? Was this a whole new thing for you, or was it?
No, this was. I mean, maybe I had done a little bit, but this was the biggest thing at the time I had done for sure. So that was exciting. That was really cool to kind of branch out into the world of voiceover and animation. And now there's a couple other things that I've done since then. So it was a really great stepping stone. It's been cool.
We all need that push, right? And it seemed like you did a
right.
good push. and you're pretty much, were you the first one on board as the cast, or because you co-produced too?
Yeah, probably. I imagine Matt came to me first. If he didn't, I'm a little disappointed. No,
I went through like, I think I went through like 5 people. They all said no, and Randy, you were like, no.
Yeah, everyone else on board. He tried to replace me, couldn't do it, and finally just threw his hat in and said, I gotta talk to this guy, son of a bitch.
No, actually, I will say this. I'm gonna definitely, I gotta, because I'm remembering this. When I did go to you, Randy, I did envision you doing this, and we were already working on this other project at the time, this kind of comedy. We were doing this series about kind of making fun of the DC universe, and Randy was playing this kind of obnoxious version of the Flash, and so I had this kind of image of him just kind of in the superhero suit already, and just kind of being that character of the Flash was just really obnoxious asshole, right? But I was like, but what if you took this guy that he was already doing that very well? It was hilarious what Randy was doing with that. I was like, yeah, that was fun. But if I was like, what if we put you in this yellow outfit instead? And this guy, he's not going to be an asshole, but he's going to be somebody who's kind of reluctant to do this job. And I thought Randy was perfect for this, because we didn't want this like, hey, I'm Crash, I'm here to save the day. He has to play that role, but we see right away, if you guys watch season 1, you'll see right away we see Crash behind the scenes, just like really just not wanting to get up out of bed, and just like, oh my God, another day of these awful distracted drivers. And it's almost like this call to like, please guys, stop distracted, stop driving unsafe, so I don't have to keep doing this. And I thought that was a great angle to take to start off with this character that didn't want to be a superhero, really.
Yeah, he had it thrust upon him. He got these powers quite literally by accident. He was in a distracted driving accident, got these powers, and then kind of felt obligated to use them, and then kind of regretted the obligation of like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? I guess I can't just let people die, but holy smokes, this job sucks. This job sucks.
And talking about your character and stuff, the first person you saved on the season 1, I believe, was Tim's character, right? Tim.
Yeah, so it's kind of fitting that. And at the time when that happened, that was in the original live action script, there was no, thought of it at the time. So it was just kind of, it made sense. Like, his first person he saves could become his sidekick. So that's kind of rewarding to see that payoff. That was kind of unintentional when it happened, but then when we made the most of it, when the story progressed that far.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And Tim, you took on the role as Crash's sidekick, Bluetooth, right?
Yeah.
How was that transition for you from playing the kid that Crash saves in the season 1 to taking on now being his sidekick by the end of season 1? Like, what was the transition like?
The transition was pretty exciting. I felt like it had a lot of character development with the character, and I remember like after we filmed the original live action, I didn't like, and then when Matt approached me later about the character evolving to the sidekick, I was like, this is great, because at the time I was really into superhero comic books and still am, but that time I was really into it. I was like, oh, this is really cool. I get to play like a really fun sidekick character, and it was just like, I remember thinking to myself, this is cool. It's like the kid that gets saved wants to help save other people the same way Crash saved him. I was like, this is a really cool evolution.
And you lead your own team of superheroes, right?
Yes, the Carpool Kids.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Without giving too much away, please.
Without giving too much away.
Which way? Well, oh my God. I'm so excited. Okay, so I think what was cool about that was it because at that time, like a lot of those YouTube vlogger houses were coming into popularity, and so it was just really cool to see like a fictional superhero version of that, of like going around with, just saving the world and then sharing it with the world, if that makes sense, without giving away too much.
And your character Bluetooth, what exactly does he do now? Like like he's his sidekick, but what specifically is your superhero power to be on the episode?
That's a good question.
So that
Matt, what was my superpower?
So to be clear about this, it's really interesting because like none of these, Crash is really the only one that has
that power.
There's another character that does. I won't give that away. There's one other, but there's like the Carpool Kids is mostly, and I just want to be clear about this. This is, and the reason we did it this way, I mean, it is kind of funny, but it's also important that the kids watching this can relate to these people. They're not just like these enormous superheroes, that they're people that they can actually see themselves as. So Tim, the character of Bluetooth, doesn't really have any superpowers, and there's like 3 others are the same way.
That's right. Yeah,
it's kind of a superhero mindset. So of course it's over the top. It's a little goofy. We do use the comedy element to kind of get away with stuff that isn't very realistic, of course. But what superhero is realistic anyways? We're talking about any superhero franchise, right? So we might as well have fun with it. But it is fun. It's fun idea that a kid can put on a costume and say, I'm gonna also do good, and I'm gonna go outside, and I'm gonna be inspired by what Crash does, and I'm gonna do it myself. And I think it's a good message to kids that they can also do that. Not literally put on a superhero costume, but they can have that mindset of a superhero.
Tim, too, real quick, like knowing that you're now Crash's sidekick, and I'll ask you too, Randy, are you safer on the road ever since you took part of this project now?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I'm twice as overcautious as I ever have been. Anytime I drive, like I'm always like looking back and forth at least 5 times before I turn, because so yes, I'm definitely way more safer and more cautious out on the road.
And Randy, same for you? Are you
same for sure? Like I never, like many of us, never really took distracted driving too seriously. Like it's not going to happen to me, right? I'm sending a quick text, it'll be fine. And this is what raising awareness does, right? It opens your eyes to the actual dangers of it, the statistics. You see all this, you realize anything driving serious, anything can happen in just a few seconds. All it takes is that half a second of being distracted when you otherwise wouldn't be, and it could be devastating and costly, and it's not worth it. So yeah, it definitely much safer now than I was 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago when we first started this.
Do you both feel like honored to be a part of a project like this that makes kids aware? Does it make it more fulfilling for you to not only continue to be the actors and voice actors that you are, but also to be part of a project that's for the good of, everybody in our world, especially the younger generation?
Yeah, of course. No, it's always fun when anything has kind of that second layer of having a cause or a message or something behind it. It definitely fills that out a little bit more. It does give you a sense of, I don't know, trying to make the world better or safer or whatever, like improving something, some way, in some fashion. Yeah, it's great when a project has that, for sure.
Awesome.
And real quick too, I'm sorry, Matt, I know you want.
Oh, it's okay.
But when you were in, how long did it take? Because I asked Fernando this too with the episodes, his animating on the projects, the voice acting. You had to go into the studio. How often? How long did it take to do the actual episodes for both seasons, 1 and 2?
Well, not each. I mean, we've had a few different sessions a number of times, and it's been so spread out over the years of changing from live action to animation to splitting it up into different seasons rather than just all the episodes. But it was always, I don't know, it never seemed that grueling to me. It was always kind of quick and effortless to go in and get the lines done. Because by the time you're there recording it, like a lot of the work's been done already outside of the recording booth, so that it's quick and easy as much as it can be while you're there actually doing it.
I mean, we like to keep the actors happy as much as we can, and the last thing we want is people waiting around not knowing what's happening. So we try to keep it like, hey, you're going to come into the recording studio, we want to have everything ready to go and just get the lines we need to get. And yeah, Randy's right, we do break it up how we need to and just get the essential stuff we need so we can get those episodes done. But yeah, I mean, obviously Randy's been great, Tim's great, the whole cast has been phenomenal, and just working with us on the scheduling, the different twists and turns, and we'll email the cast like, hey, we got this other thing and another curveball here, and hey, we're gonna throw this out, we're gonna do this next, and who knows what we're gonna do next. But these guys have been super cooperative, super eager, professional, and we love working with them. I love working with both you guys, Randy and Tim. So yes,
thanks. Likewise.
Yeah, samesies.
It's been easy for you guys to suit up for season 2 and hopefully another season. We'll see, right, Matt?
That'd be great. Anything else that continues to be in the works. So
yes.
Definitely looking forward to it.
So hey, we got to get on to some other stuff, but would you guys want to hang out a little? We might bring you back at the end and do one last hoorah with the group.
Yeah, of course, I'll be here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, great. Randy Vinneau, voice of Crash. Tim Ingalls, voice of Bluetooth. Thanks for joining us today, guys, and we'll catch you in a little bit.
Yeah, of
course. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Yeah.
Was that one of his lines, Matt?
That is not only is that one of his lines, that is the line. Have a nice day is the line for Crash. So that's fun. He said that. Yeah, it's his little gimmick. It's little. Actually, his other one is it's hey, not cool, and then he takes your phone. He charges your phone down, gives you back your phone. So he powers down your phone. And then he says, yeah. And then he says, have a nice day. And he disappears. That's so
awesome.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
I love it.
So we're going to do one more clip, one more tease of the season 2. And season 2 will be premiering on our YouTube channel throughout the month of April, starting April 2nd, Sunday. So every Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific, you guys can catch brand new episodes of Crash. Sunday the 2nd, we'll do the first 2 episodes of season 2. We'll have a new one for you every Sunday throughout April, Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Right now, go ahead.
If people want to catch the first season so they can be caught up for April, where can they find the first season?
Right now, if you're watching this live or on a replay on our YouTube channel, you can go down to our playlist and watch Crash the Animated Series Season 1. All 9 episodes available right now. In order, we have them all set up so you can just watch them one after the next. These are 5 to 7 minute episodes, 9 in a row. Nice little, we give a nice little hanger at the end, but like it's got its own, it kind of feels like one long episode just broken into 9. So we get to introduce all these cool characters. Pretty much every character comes back in season 2. Plus we have some new characters introduced, new arch villains, things like that. But right now we're gonna do one more teaser clip of season 2, and featuring 2 characters that we really love on this series, and we're gonna have those actors come in and talk to us in just a second, right after the clip. So this is a clip from Crash season 2, featuring the characters Hotspot and the Cell. Check it out.
Good morning, Courtney.
Nathan.
And what do I owe this fine pleasure?
It's the professor. He's the one who took Crash and a bunch of kids from the neighborhood, too. And we think his daughter, Crash's wife, is in on it.
That's very unfortunate.
And he's got this helmet. It's very advanced.
And you're not too sure how to stop him.
He's kind of a genius.
Well, I'm flattered that you would think of me.
So, can you help?
That depends. What's in it for me?
First, tell me how.
Very well. Principles, Courtney. Simplicity. It all comes down to one question. What is his nature? What does he do? This man you seek.
He captures people, then uses their powers against them.
Precisely.
So, don't let him catch us.
Wrong. Keep your powers away from him.
Time's up.
Wait, my cake! What about my cake? Darn.
Wow.
All right, let's bring in our next guest. She voices the role of Hotspot in Crash. She can also be heard in another voiceover roles in Monster High and Rainbow High on Nickelodeon. He voices the role of the Cell and is co-executive producer of Crash the Animated Series. Both of them are actually featured in our other project, The Brain Savers, now available on Audible. Please welcome to the show, Courtney Lin and Steve Brock. Hey, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Courtney.
Hey.
Hi.
Welcome. Great job in that. I love watching that scene with you guys because it was so unexpected. I never thought I'd have you guys both doing that when we first created your characters back in season 1. So it was just fun to see where that went and just having fun with that. But it was really cool. So you guys are both awesome. So
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Matt teased me with that. I want to see the full thing. The full episode.
As you will. If you
As
tune in
I
on
will.
Sundays on YouTube, you can see the full episodes. Yes.
So, Courtney, I'll start with you. Tell us about your character, Courtney, and from the original season, who then later becomes Hotspot in the new season. How was that transformation like for you to take on this little, switcheroo?
It was pretty easy. I think like with personally for every character I voice, they're always very much a part of me, even the most crazy or unsavory ones. I mean, Courtney's, she's a teenage girl, so that's pretty close to my heart anyways. I feel like Courtney's always been helpful. This new role as Hotspot is just a way for her to really like maximize her skills and like be the best like superhero that she can be. So she was basically just given the tools to be able to do what she always wanted to do.
That is awesome. When Matt first approached you with this project, you were on board for the original, the live action stuff too, right? In person?
So the live action stuff happened, I think before I met, like right before I met Matt. So I got to watch it. I saw it, both a stage version and then there was a filmed version. And so when he, approached me about, turning this into an animated thing, I was like, hell yeah, I'll be there.
And were you already doing because you seem like you've done a lot of voice acting work and you're still doing it. When you were approached by Matt to take on this role, were you already doing voiceover acting then, or was this a new project, a new thing you were pursuing? Were you already established as a voiceover actor when you did this project?
I was already doing voice acting, but I think the first time we recorded Crash, I don't know how many years ago now it was. So it's been like many years since then, and I've just taken on more and more voiceover work since then. So I don't know, it's really cool, to be able to work on a project like this with people that you love and people who are so passionate about it, and it has a great message. Like, it doesn't get any better than that.
Right, exactly.
I want to add that, like, yes, this obviously we know this project has taken years to evolve, and because it is something that we didn't come out with this huge budget at the beginning and go, hey, we're doing this thing. We have to kind of build as we go. So we're so fortunate to have people like Courtney, Steve, Randy, Tim from before. I mean, these are people that they're people that have been loyal to the cause, to what we're doing, And I've been able to watch as a director, I've been able to watch them evolve as they've taken on other, bigger jobs throughout this time. And I've watched Courtney. I mean, Courtney, we've really seen you elevate your career. I mean, it's incredible to see the stuff you've been able to do. And then you always yeah, absolutely. And then you come back and you're part of Sherwood and you do the, hey, we need you to do Hotspot. And then we have the other, I mentioned the audiobook we just did. It's actually on Audible right now. It's called the Brain Savers. And you were doing that for us. And then I see you're on Nickelodeon and you're on another show. It's awesome. So like, I appreciate the professionalism and the patience and the loyalty to what we're doing. Cause we are a ever evolving entity. We don't know what we are when we start, unlike maybe Nickelodeon knows exactly what they're doing when they start, but we're just trying to figure it out as we go and see how far we can go. So
absolutely. Steve, you take on the villain, the Cell. Am I correct on that, right? How is that like for you playing a villain in an animated series?
It was amazing. I've always wanted to kind of play the villain, just as polar opposites. If people know me well enough, it's definitely polar opposite. But I liked that he had his own. Everything was normal in his own head. That's my favorite kind of character to play, is somebody who is the hero of his own story. The inner set of logic that may not be logical to anyone else, but it's logical to him. So I thought that was a lot of fun to do.
That's awesome. And you also took on the role of producer too. So you
Yes. Well, I was originally brought on as a Cell, and then I really got behind the message of the project. Because I've had friends who have gotten into these little problems with texting and driving, and I think we all have at one point or another done it. And learning that stuff, going through this process, sending that message really made a difference in whether I wanted to take a more active role in production. Because the more I got myself involved, the more I was able to contribute. It really, I don't know, maybe Matt can speak on that a little bit, but I think the project got better and better and better. The more support, not just from me, but other people coming in to support the project, just really blossomed the project for me. It's amazing.
Yeah, so, I'll back that up. I just want to add, I'll piggyback off that. Yes, having people like Steve step up and say, how can I help make sure that we don't stop what we're doing just because we run out of money or we don't want to stop the momentum. And so Steve was there to say, what can I do to help here? He wasn't the only one. We had some other cast members step up as well, but Steve really took on a load for us about how can we structure the second season and get this thing to another level. I'll add this, because before we did season 2, we had the 9 episodes, and the problem was that people were talking about, hey, you guys should really sell this as an animated feature. And we were like, well, we tried to put all 9 episodes together and see how it ran. It was like 47 minutes. It wasn't enough to throw out there as something. And then I don't know, the idea was like, there's more to tell here. There's more we can do with this story. So Steve helped us develop that story. We eventually came up with these new characters, these new villains, new heroes, the Carpool Kids. All these things came out from then, and we were able to move into this next season and beyond. So
absolutely, that's really why that's why I got myself involved. Is I wanted to make sure this project stayed strong and moving forward. So because the message is so nice, the message is so good for people to hear. Yeah. Not just kids, but everyone.
And about your character too, Steve, talking about the message, the Cell was more of a villain in season 1, right? And now, without giving away spoilers, he's more of a consultant now in season 2 to the rest of the kids.
Sort of advising. The fact is that the Cell was not he. I didn't ever see the Cell as being someone who was villainous. Because he had, like I said, inner logic. It made sense. Inside his head, he was a hero. Inside his head, he was, Crash had ruined his life, so he was a hero in his own head, even though, not so much. But so him providing this help to the kids is actually just a continuation of who he was anyway. So that's the that's basically why I was really excited to take this character in the new direction.
That's awesome. Courtney, I have a quick question for you. I see that you have your own home recording studio. That's fantastic. Kudos to you. When you were doing the recording for your character in Crash, did you record it from your own recording studio? Or did they have an actual studio for you to go to?
They had a studio for me. So it was cool because like that way also you get to actually see other cast members versus recording in isolation from home. So it has more of a collaborative feel to it.
Awesome. And working with, Nickelodeon and then working on this project, are there any differences or do you go about the process the same way when you do your voiceover recording?
I mean, my process as an actor is always the same. In terms of how it's being run, it's whoever's in charge. So I just do what I'm told.
Or it's Nickelodeon, Disney, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That Weinglass, doesn't matter. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, when Courtney was saying we're recording in the studio, when for last season, Randy and I often were in the studio together, doing back and forth. It's really fun to do it that way. You don't often get a chance to. As far as I know, you can speak to it better, Courtney, than I can. But it is nice to be able to record your voice with the other actor in the scene. Other than it's just a lot harder to do it by yourself, I think.
Oh yeah. So we have cast member and co-producer Alameda says, wow, season 2 looks amazing. Absolutely. Thanks, Alameda. And this is funny. This is from Fernando, our co-director. He says the cell is back.
Shocking.
He's back. Actually, I'll say this quickly about the cell. We didn't really see a space for him because we had these new villains, and we already had kind of finished the Cell story in the first season, and then the idea came up. I can't remember how this came up, but the scene, the clip you guys saw earlier that we showed, we took this from I don't know if anybody doesn't know this, but the reference is we're kind of making fun of Silence of the Lambs, which is when Hannibal Lecter is visited by Jodie Foster. Clarice, right? And so instead of Clarice, it's Courtney. And
hello,
so
Courtney.
She's coming into the thing, and he's helping. But it's just like Hannibal. So like you talk about Steve, like is he going to help, or is he going to eventually have his own agenda? But can you get something from the other villain to help with this? Can you get something from this villain to help with a villain you don't know? And I think that's where we are like, let's go ahead and use that. And also to throw out to you guys, the whole Crash, we have other cinematic references the whole time. We're always making fun of pop culture. We're always pulling in other references to film, so that the Silence of the Lambs reference fit in very nicely. So even if the kids are watching it, they don't have a clue. It's still fun, but the adults can go, oh yeah, Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster, yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. It was a great scene to watch you two. Both of you did a fantastic job voice acting in this.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love working with you guys, and we can't wait to work with you again if on season 3 or another Sherwood project or both or everything. So you guys are both fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now I know that Courtney, if you I don't know if you have to get going, but I do want to. Yes, you can absolutely, because I know you have other stuff you got to do. And I know we do have a few cast members that want to come back in, and we can say bye to everyone. But if you need to go now, that's totally cool. But I'm going to welcome in the other cast members in a second here. But anything else you want to add? Or Courtney, where can we find you on social? How can people get it?
I'm at the Courtney Lin, Lin, on all socials. So easy.
Awesome. At the Courtney Lin on all socials. Okay.
I'm
thanks,
listen
Courtney.
to your Nickelodeon shows.
Tune in Monster High. Here's Fridays. Nickelodeon.
Check out Courtney on Monster High and Rainbow High, Nickelodeon, and other awesome projects she's involved with. So
miss you, Court.
Miss you guys. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring back in our other cast members. We have we're gonna do one last hoorah before we end the show. So we got Randy coming back, Tim. You know what? We might be able to bring Fernando back in too. I thought he had to get to something else, but let's go ahead and bring in Fernando too, our co-director and animator. Awesome.
Hi, Fernando.
Hi, everyone. Nighttime here.
Welcome back.
Cool. Hey, guess what? I got to tell you guys, because I thought Fernando had to take off, but I was prepared to do this once we brought you guys all in here at the end. Fernando made a brand new poster for us, and it's I haven't actually seen it yet. So everyone's, because he just transferred. We talk about we transfer a lot. So we transferred it to me. I downloaded it, and what I'm going to do is I didn't even look at it because we're in the middle of the show. So I'm going to upload it right now, and we're all going to see it for the first time. This is a brand new poster. Did you say it was almost complete? Is 100%, or are we at 95?
Oh no, I think it still needs like 6 or 7 hours, but you'll see why.
Okay.
It's almost done. It's almost done.
Okay, so we're gonna find this right now. Here we go. This is the new, almost done poster. Oh shoot! Did you send it? What kind of file did you send it? I'm sorry.
It's a JPEG.
Oh shoot! Sorry, I should have told you. Can you do that quickly as a PDF, and I'll put it right up.
PDF. Give me a second.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, oh my God, this is so exciting! A live unveiling. Now we're
literally gonna unveil this.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna do this in real time, guys. And I wouldn't be building this up otherwise. I saw an earlier version of it when he had just kind of sketched it out and he was working on. There's some 3D stuff going on there, guys. I'm telling you, like, I'm not overhyping this. This thing is gonna be like, I mean, you see the stuff behind Lizette and me, and Steve, but this is on a whole nother level. I promise you, it is worth the wait. Believe me. So Fernando is doing a PDF. He's converting the PDF. He's going to WeTransfer. I love this technology. This is great. We couldn't do this like 10 years ago. This is awesome. So we're live on YouTube from 2 different parts of the globe, waiting on a WeTransfer so we can download it and then throw it up on YouTube live with all of us singing. This is awesome. I love it. Okay, here we go. I've talked it up enough. He's working on it still. Okay. And this poster incorporates. We couldn't get all of the characters in it because there's literally like 40 characters in this thing.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Wow.
Was that?
That's a lot. Wow.
There's 40 characters. So we decided to not do that whole, like, let's throw every single one on, because then they would be like this small. So instead of that, we kind of focused in on kind of the highlights of the second season. So we got like the heroes and the villains, a few of the other ones. So not everybody's on here, but I think he managed to get almost half, maybe almost 20. But
that's
really cool. Yeah, we're gonna see this thing. How we doing, Fernando?
It's going up.
It's going up. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is how we do everything. I'm like, Fernando, where's the new Fernando, where's our new episode? Come on, we're waiting.
Something like that.
The people are getting anxious. They're throwing stuff at the screen. No, I'm just
kidding. Soon they will.
So I'm going to say this. I forgot to mention this earlier. Guys, so you're going to be able to watch the full season 2 throughout the month of April as we premiere. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've sent this. Okay, so just give me
drum
1
roll?
second.
Do we need a drum roll?
Well, I have to I'm downloading from WeTransfer. So give me like 30 seconds. Here we go.
Come on, man.
And let's do it. Okay, we got the file here. Going in there. Okay. And count down. 5, 4, 3, 2.
There you go.
Oh, wait. No, this is for real. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's uploaded. Okay, it's almost done. Here we go. 3.
Three's a charm.
The new season 2 of Crash the Animated Series poster. Oh my God, it's like
live TV.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
You're doing
I
this
know
on
you guys
purpose,
can't
man.
see this, but, like I'm watching it. It's past the halfway. It's moving up to the 3/4. We're
It's
at
really
3/4.
big.
I'm
That's
expected to be rickrolled here.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you're just going to start pulling it off.
Here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1. Processing. Oh my God, this is hilarious. It's processing.
Technology. There
Boom.
it is.
There it is.
Hey.
Wow.
That is so
Great.
cool.
Look
Amazing.
at that.
That's cool.
Was that worth the wait or what, guys?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Here, I'll take this logo
Oh,
off
cool.
here so we can see the whole thing. So we got, So we got the new villain is Megabyte right in the middle. And then you got you got Infrared, which you guys saw earlier in the clip. We have this new character called Road Rage, but we won't get into the backstory of that. She comes up a little later in the season 2 behind him. So we got all those villains there. And then it looks like we have these carpool kids kind of coming at all sides from where Crash is on the right. So Bluetooth's on the left. Analog, Hotspot, Widget right behind Crash. And then we got all these other little minor characters, but they're all fun. Every one of these are, again, we talked about this, how they're all based on the actual actors, and we kind of created the illustrations based on them and their personality, and we kind of that's how we created each character. So it's all fun stuff. Wish we could have gotten more on the page here, but this was incredible. Great job, Fernando.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool. I like it.
Cool.
Wonderful job.
Cool. All right. So we'll be
cool.
promoting that, and just reminding everyone that we have our season 2 debuting this Sunday, April 2nd, on YouTube, on the Sherwood Players YouTube channel. We're going to do a back-to-back premiere, the first 2 episodes of season 2, and then we'll have 4 more after that each Sunday throughout April, Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So It's awesome. We're very excited.
That's great.
That's cool.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So, anybody in the Crash group here have anything else they want to add, or any other thing they want that we maybe forgot to mention, or anything you wanna add in before we wrap it up?
No.
Good.
We covered it.
You can find me on social media at Steve
Yes,
at
social
Steve
media.
Brock and at Steve Brock Actor.
Steve Rock Actor.
Awesome.
Find Steve, Randy, Tim. Guys, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to say where we can find you too on your social media?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
yeah.
name, everything, all my handles are just my name. I'm the only one. You can't mistake me for somebody else. You can't mistake somebody else for me, rather.
Must be nice. Somebody I get confused for a televangelist.
I'm under
Okay.
Tim, what's your social?
I'm under Tim Toon Gamer on all my socials, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Those 3.
And then Fernando, where can our folks find you too?
Yeah, you can find me at Pimenton Studio is the name of my creative studio, and also Igor and Dave, which is my podcast. It's an animated podcast, so yeah, you can give some love to them.
Awesome. Love to everybody from Crash too, guys. You're all amazing. Wonderful work.
Thank you guys so much for being on the show with us, and we look forward to the premiere. And any of you guys can come to our premiere party, that would be awesome too. I know, Fernando, you can't make it because, well, unless I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated. Yeah,
That's a nice commute, huh, Fernando?
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead and check out our show. Crash Season 2 will be premiering this Sunday, April 2nd, on our YouTube channel, 5 p.m. Pacific, back-to-back episode premiere. Thank you guys. Thank cast and crew being with us today. So
Awesome.
we'll see you. Yay. And we'll see you guys for season 3.
All right.
Alrighty, right.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Randy. Wow, Matt. That was pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to season 2.
I do want to apologize. That was the most people we had on at once, and I know we did have a little technical echoey thing happen. So I want to apologize for that if anybody noticed that. I think we cleared it up now. So just with you and me, it's a lot easier.
Absolutely.
to
I
solve
kept
that
checking my
problem.
microphone. Like, is it me? Is it
Yeah.
me? Is it
No, it just takes one of the if one person and whoever was in the group has a little bit off on the mic, then it affects everyone. But I think you and I are okay now, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
should
we
be good to go
Awesome.
to finish
And I
this
think that just
off.
happened. I think that just happened towards the end because when we did
Mhm.
a few other cast members, and I didn't hear any of that, so I think
Yeah.
it just happened towards the
Yeah.
end. So, but still.
So, and my brother has said, because he was watching,
Mhm.
he says, "Go Sherwood, love Crash."
Oh,
Exactly. Thanks,
so awesome. So
thanks, bro.
supportive.
And
Thank you, Jeremy.
he's watching from Florida, so that's awesome.
Yes.
And yeah, Lizette, hey, you know what? I just want to thank you for being such a great co-host this season. We've had
Thank you, Matt.
we've had so many good conversations and guests come on
Mhm.
and investigations of different parts of our industry and topics to cover, and it's been really cool. And
Absolutely.
and we've had some great feedback too. People have been watching from the beginning. They've seen our evolution. They've seen how we've grown and really gotten to the the nitty gritty of things, and really utilizing our time and making it worthwhile for people. And a lot of people don't watch live, and that's cool. And a lot of people watch us on replay when at a better time, which is fine. But I hear about it all through the week. People that don't get to the episode till like days later, and then they'll text me and they'll be like, "Hey, that was a great topic and great stuff." So I wanted you to know that, Lizette, people are seeing it, they're responding. So
Thank you, everyone who is watching and responding and everything. I appreciate that. And Matt, I have to say too, you've been a great co-host yourself. You're amazing. You're always inspiring to me. I know you work your butt off, so I know you do a lot for the show, for other projects that you work on, for the Crash. So you're amazing and inspiring, and keep doing the amazing things that you do. And thank you. You're amazing to work with. So thank you for bringing me on as your co-host.
hell yeah, Lizette. And I know people can catch you on your new show, the DL show with
DL Download Show with Daniel
yeah.
Freeman and Lizette Santiago. We're doing an episode every week, and we're continuing every month to do a live stream. Hopefully, I'll put all that up on Sherwood Players and our community and stuff. But now people want us to do it every day. That might be a little much, but I'll see what we can produce.
Hey, you know what? If they want it, you give it to them. It's
You give it,
supply
right?
and demand, baby. That's
Yep.
how it is. So
What is it? The Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
if you build it, they will come. That's
Yep.
another motto.
That's the way we do it.
I mean, they don't come to everything you build, but if you build the right thing, they will come. So
They will
if
come.
you're onto something, when people start responding to it, you know you're doing something right. So
And I hope that
yeah.
you and Ryan do pursue that, doing the live events for the kids in school and stuff, because I think that'll be such a great thing. When he mentioned that, I was like, God, I remember those moments in my high school and middle school too, where we had those educational things. People come and do these nice scenarios, these fun games and activities with us. And it really sits with kids. I was an inner city kid, and I didn't have to, my parents were great at introducing me to a lot of stuff and experiences and everything, but not a lot of kids have that sometimes too. So when you bring it to them, it's so meaningful and amazing. So I love that you and Ryan even thought of that. So
hell yeah. I mean, he's just such an out of the box thinker. I mean, so he and I work very well that way, because he'll have the idea. It might sound goofy and crazy, but I'm always like, I think he's onto something. Sometimes I just need to have it just kind of marinate, an idea just kind of sit, and then it'll hit. I'll go, there is something with that. And that's what happened with Crash. And it was like this ridiculous idea at first, but I mean, this like dressing someone up in a superhero costume. And the idea was we were going to tour them around on the bus and do this bus tour with all these kids and all these schools. But one thing leads to another, and then you have this animated series. And now we can produce this to a high level where we can pitch this to investors and get this to a level where an animated feature, hitting the theaters with Crash on the billboard, on the kiosk, on the billboard when you drive down, La Brea, and you look up on the billboard, we might actually see Crash on that billboard soon. I mean, that's the idea. So we aim high.
Positive vibes, and you can still have that bus, because now you'll have merchandising and projects and promotion, and you're going to have a bus to promote Crash more.
We will need that bus. Absolutely.
We'll need that bus.
Well, thanks again, Lizette, for being our awesome co-host for season 3, and we'll be in the works for another season after this, and be back. So people just stay in touch with us, and we'll stay in touch with you. And we have more stuff in the works. So
and thank you too, Matt, because I've been still battling my little voice laryngitis thing, but I think it's kind of sexy lately. This new voice
I think it's working. I think it's working.
I'm kind of now don't want my real voice to come back.
Tell your doctor I'm good. I'm just gonna stay like this because it's working.
It's working. Yeah. My voice. I might get more voiceover work now.
Yeah.
But anyway, Matt, thank you again, and it's been wonderful.
You got it.
Talk about Crash and everything.
Thanks, Lizette. We'll see you at the next Sherwood function, and we'll see you at the next season, and we'll see you there. You can catch Lizette Santiago on her new show, the DL Download Show with Danny and Lizette.
Or Instagram YouTube, too. My Instagram, at All About Lizette Santiago. That's where you find me, and Lizette Santiago on Facebook. And those are the 2 social medias I have. So
all right, Lizette, take care. We'll
Matt, see you later.
Okay. Bye. Okay, that about wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on this episode, our animation special, Crash the Animated Series Season 2 debuts Sunday, April 2nd on our YouTube channel, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And you can catch a new episode every Sunday throughout the month of April, which is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And we welcome you to go back and watch the animated series of Crash Season 1, 9 episodes right now. If you want to get the backstory to Crash and his trusty sidekick Bluetooth and all the action and fun and villains and superhero stuff we have in store for you for Season 2 coming soon this April. And that about wraps it up for the Sherwood Shakeup Season 3. We did 12 amazing episodes. We've had some awesome guests, some really cool conversations, great topics we've covered. I have to say, some new ideas have come up about doing another show. Obviously, we're going to be talking about a Season 4, but we also have a spin-off show that we're working on developing as well. If you guys watched last week's episode, we had a special guest correspondent, Nico Kiriakou, and we went into some hard-hitting topics. Some were a little outside the industry, but they were topics that affect our industry. And so we want to keep expanding on those topics, politics involving, COVID and the military industrial complex and media propaganda and a wide range of other topics we haven't even mentioned. We want to get into those. And so we came up with a spin-off show of the Shakeup, and we're in development of it right now. So we'll be able to go down that path with you guys as well. For those of you who want to go further in those areas and have those discussions, we're ready to have them with you. So we'll have something ready for you guys probably in May. We'll be back with you with that spin-off show. And then we'll be back again with another season of the Sherwood Shakeup after that. So until next time, guys, thanks for being part of this community. If you're new to the community, and this is the last time I'm going to do it for now, you guys know the drill, but just get us on social at Sherwood Players. You can find us on all the social media platforms. Go to sherwoodplayers.com. That's where you can sign up for our mailing list, and you'll be first to hear about new auditions and opportunities, events, productions in the works, just news bulletins. You'll be the first to hear about everything. And when we go live on YouTube, you got to definitely sign up for our YouTube show, like subscribe to this thing, because you're going to be first to get notifications when new content is put up. And we put up new content all the time. And hey, this is our last comment I'm going to share before we sign off. And this is from Nico. This is our guest correspondent. He says, I can't wait to challenge the narrative with you, Matt. Thank you, Nico. And if you guys want to see Nico in action, go to the last episode 35. We challenged the media industrial complex on that episode. It was really fun. So I look forward to working with Nico again. I look forward to working with Lizette and all the other Sherwood people that have helped, been so important to where we are now and been part of building this team. David and Steve and Leslie and so many others who have contributed their time and effort and energy and heart to make us who we are now. Who knows where we're going, but we've managed to get here. So remember, as you move forward on your adventures of your career and your trajectory, as you're building your networks and building your brand and experience and wisdom, and you trialing and erring how you're going to maneuver through this very difficult, challenging industry, just remember how important team is, building a team, how important it is to have courage and have curiosity as we venture forward, and being spearheading a movement of artists, a movement of people, of artists that we say, you know, we're going to tell these stories. We're gonna be against censorship. We want to hear what everyone has to say as we navigate and try and tell the most authentic, truthful stories we can, because that's what the world needs right now, especially right now. Authentic storytelling, and that comes from the heart. It comes from the artist, the creative, and that's who we are. So let's keep charging forward into this year as 2023 continues, and we'll be back in touch with you guys soon on the next season of the Sherwood Shakeup and other opportunities to get involved in the Sherwood community. Until then, this is Matt Weinglass. Remember, power to the artist and Sherwood players. Character driven. Take care.